Oliver, you used to be the MD of Jupix. You might be able to answer this question. Why don't agents swap CRM systems? Talk to me.
It's a good question. I think the thought of swapping systems is challenging for a number of ways. You've got issues around data migration, staff training, and of course the CRM is often integrated into things like portal feeds and websites. So to switch from one system to another can often be seen as a bit of a challenge and maybe one that's not on the priority list of agents who are often busy doing other stuff.
Okay, so basically it's almost like people and their banks. You know, they don't necessarily love their bank, they just can't be bothered to move because of the perceived hassle. Is it hassle?
I don't think it is. Look, I've got experience of moving agents from a number of different software systems onto another system, and it's not a straightforward process, but it can be managed, it can be disciplined, and ultimately it's got to be right for the user. So when we talk about moving property listings, applicants, seller information, viewing data, these are all reams of information which then need to be transplanted, if you like, into the new system. And it's all about timing, and it's all about ensuring that the data quality is there.
What do you think are the advantages of swapping CRMs? Because I've seen agents who every 2 years seem to swap CRMs. Are they looking for something that doesn't exist?
Yeah, it's interesting. In software, we talk about the 7-year itch. Generally, people look at any type of system after about 7 years, which tells you something about the length of time they're prepared to stay on a system. Whether it's working or not, that's about the right time frame. I think the motivation to switch is maybe based on getting access to new functionality, taking advantage of new innovations in the market, or where maybe service levels have dropped off. And we've seen that in the property sector recently, where the system works, but the supporting services around that maybe have fallen away. And ultimately, you need a good system, but you need the support infrastructure to go with it.
What do you think CRM systems could do to help agents with that transition?
Well, if we look at moving systems, it's about data migration. We've talked about that. It's about training. It's about what I call the incubation period, which is really from the day one of the new system to the point where all users feel comfortable and are maximising the use of the software. So that's really around the relationship you have with the client, understanding how their business operates and making sure that the system fits into that. And then really going forward, it's about helping them take advantage of the new stuff that's on the market. So in there, there is the ability to integrate with other systems. It's about leveraging new functionality that can come on stream and ultimately using a system that's relevant for today's market.
So do you think the CRM systems could do a better job in helping agents with the swapping?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I think there's the challenge of the data migration and the service level that sits around that. I call it an incubation period, which is that bit of time really from launching the new system to making sure that all of the users are comfortable and making the most out of the new system they've got. On top of that, I think the system needs to be innovating, and I think it needs to be taking advantage of the integration opportunities that are out there.
We've had a few people on this sofa, and they said that CRMs have really not grown from over the last 20 years in terms of their structure. When you compare it with outside CRMs like Salesforce and other ones, where there seems to be a lot more connectivity between CRMs. You've got people like Charlie Wright, who's trying to bring up, like a marketplace of prop tech, and every prop tech firm says, if only I could integrate with the CRM.
Yeah.
Why do you think there is that lack of connectivity with CRMs?
I think what you're looking at is a landscape in the CRM market where 5 of the big 7 are owned by one company, and they have a number of in-house products that form effectively a portfolio solution for a client. And actually, there's nothing wrong with that. But where the independent software providers can add value and be different is they have really an open agenda on who they integrate with. So, for example, if an agent wants to share their applicant data to an emailing system like MailChimp, that's got to be easy, seamless, quick, and it has to be away from the keyboard. In other words, they don't want to duplicate any data. And so there's a movement towards what we call an open API philosophy, where systems like Loop and Charlie with his best agent marketplace sort of philosophy allows that to happen. And it's no different to what's happening in the accounting space or in any enterprise level CRM.
Do you think, though, that other industries are years ahead of us? Like accountancy and other firms, as opposed to a state agency, which one could almost say has a stranglehold with 5 out of the 7 big boys are owned by one company, which, let's be all frank, is Zoopla. And then there's Repit. There isn't that much choice out there, is there?
No, there's not, and I think there's a great opportunity. That's why we're playing in that space now again, and I think we're excited about remarkably building for the user again. That's what it's all about. I think what's been lost here is the person that's logging in every day and needing the system to work for them is the estate agent. And the agenda for us is about giving them the tools, the functionality, the technology, and I suppose the opportunity to integrate, which allows them to grow their business. I mean, that's who we serve.
And do you think the current crop of CRMs do that?
I think some do it better than others. I think there's a long way to go when you make a comparison to a Salesforce where this data was open and available and interchangeable from day one.
Yes.
There's a lot of catching up to do in our space, and they've had ample opportunity. Certainly when I was the MD at Jupix, we had work underway to open up the data and to work with more people. We integrated, for example, with Van Milde, tenant referencing company. That integration was seamless. It was elegant, it worked, our users enjoyed it, there was a lot of value being delivered there. We wanted to do a lot more, but clearly that business then was moved on. I think what's really exciting about the future is agencies, forward-thinking, tech-enabled agents are taking advantage of prop tech for all the right reasons, and they're saying, hang on a minute, if I want to connect my sales data into my marketing system, or I want to get financial analysis over here, they should be able to do that. And new generation businesses like us are able to do that, and we're embracing that. And the proof is in the pudding. Ultimately, it's not about words; it's about action, and it's about integrations that we've got underway and that we're already public.
Thank you very much, Oliver.
Cheers.
Cheers.